And hello. Welcome to another episode of Success Scopes with Carolyn R. Owens. There we go. I think that's good. First, let me start by saying Happy New Year. Happy 2017. Welcome to a new exciting year. It's always, time where people talk about fresh new starts, fresh new opportunities, new year, new goals, new resolutions, if you choose resolutions or goals. But I hope you had a very exciting, blessed, safe new year, and welcome back. So for those who don't know me, my name is Carolyn R. Owens, and I'm the chairwoman and CEO of Infinity Coaching Incorporated, where we help you up-level your skills so you can up-level your income, life, career, business. And I thank you. I see Danielle is with us. Thank you so much for joining us. And Carolyn Farron has popped in. I know it's kind of, some people have today off, and so you think about Monday. I had to even check, is it Sunday or Monday? Am I supposed to be doing my scope today? But here we are. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, Danielle. We got a lot of work to do. For Danielle's the one who helps me with a lot of my VA stuff. She helps me put my newsletters together and keeps me accountable for getting them done. And we set a target this year for how many newsletters we're going to get out. And so she's going to definitely be on me about that. And yes, we'll be having, I'll be getting her info this week for our next newsletter. Thank you for sharing, Carolyn Farron. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, you guys, I was so excited just before the scope. I was able to, something told me to look out the door because it's raining here. It's a pretty dreary day. And, I like Amazon Prime, but man, they left an important, what to me was an important package out in the rain, uncovered, but by the grace of God, it didn't get damaged because there was nothing to protect it. And you guys have heard me talk about this book that I've been waiting to get. This is how I'm starting off my new year, and I'll be able to share with you, did I think it was valuable? But the book is called Your One Word. I told you guys I'd be getting it. I'll go through it, kind of see, because I talked about what my theme word for the year is. But this focuses more on having a word that pretty much summarizes who you are, your passion, everything that is consistently with you and how you operate with that. So I'm excited to read it. I'm excited it came today, and I will be starting it today. Looks like a very, very easy read, simple to read, but I just glimpsing through the pages earlier, I was like, ooh, there's a lot of valuable stuff in here just by being able to see that. And it's by Yvonne Carmichael. So I watch a lot of his videos. He does the top 10 for a lot of different people. He's done Steve Jobs, Gary Vaynerchuk, Leonardo DiCaprio, Morgan Freeman is one of my favorite ones he's done. So I'll be getting you guys some more info on this book as I go through it, and I'm excited to read it again. This is how I'm starting my new year off with my first book of the year. But, right now, it's a new year, and you see all these things coming at you. You got, if your inbox is like mine for the past week, it has just been full of people telling you how they're going to help you have this best year ever. You get the new year, new you. One of them I had said is no time to mess around, and if you don't do this way, you're going to fail. This is your last chance to succeed, and all these different things that are coming in for your inbox right now. And you got to be careful that when I first started my business, one of the things I did was, I got caught by everything coming at me. Ooh, I need this. Do I need that? But if someone's trying, if you see all this stuff coming in your inbox this week and last week and everything, carefully think, is this what you need this time in your business for you to get to where you want to go? Is it in alignment with your resolutions or goals, whichever one you choose to follow? Danielle just typed in here, don't believe the hype. Because I would say, and I 100% agree with that. That's one of the things I did as a business owner, especially it's the end of the year and the beginning of the year. You see all this stuff coming at you. And I did get a lot of this stuff. And I found that there was no, I had to really look at it and figure out there's no real solution here. It's like they give you the information and then they leave you hanging. So I know that's not the type of program that was going to work for me. It's something that I needed that'll help me build my business, that's going to keep going with me, not shoot me a bunch of fire hose information. And then I'm like, well, what's next? How do I apply it? And that's why we do, for those who have not followed the scopes, we're here Monday at 2 p.m. and Friday at 2 p.m. And on Thursdays at 5:30 p.m., we talk about real life application. Some things that I've experienced, some things that the people that watch the scopes have experienced, and they shared with me on how, whatever skills or everything that we're talking about, how do you really implement that? How does it really apply to your life, your family, your business, career, community? Instead of just giving you information, and then try not to, and also when we're here on Mondays, we're not going to just give you a bunch load of information that you got to take, and it's like, well, how do I process this all? We try to give it to you kind of in bite-sized chunks so that you can kind of, spend some time reflecting, digesting, and that's what Friday is for. We come back on Fridays and take a look. Well, how did you implement it? Do you have any questions, ideas, suggestions that you want to share on how whatever we talked about worked for you? And so today we're talking about resolutions versus goals. And so you know me, I got your textbook definition here, and the Cambridge Dictionary was the one that I liked when it talked about the definition of resolutions. And it's a promise that you make to yourself to start doing something good or stop doing something bad on the first day of the year. And so it's, again, a promise that you make to yourself to start doing something good or stop doing something bad on the first day of the year. And right now, a lot of the common resolutions that you see people coming out with, and you probably can relate to some of these, are get healthy, get organized, living life to the fullest. I'm going to learn a new hobby. I'm going to get my finances on, or spend less or save more, whichever one they choose, or travel or read more. And so you also see all these challenges coming out this time of year these challenges are geared in an alignment with what the most common resolutions are. But if you think about when these challenges come up, they last for about 7 days, 8 days, even up to 28 days sometimes. And then what happens after those 7, 8, 28 days? The time it takes to really get something up and running, really established. People say 28, 31 days, but a lot of times people, especially business owners and career professionals, you need more than that. And that's why I said, when you're looking at these things, you want to develop healthy lifestyle habits, not something you say, okay, 1 day of the year, 7 days, 8 days, this is what I'm going to do. But this is our lives, and our lives are not just 28 days, at least God willing, we hope not, that we all have more time left than that. And how are we choosing to live it? How are we embracing it? How are we spending our time, money, and investing in ourselves? So personally, I don't set resolutions. Because most people, when they set resolutions, they don't last, because it's this promise you make to yourself. First day of the year, some of y'all been partying and stuff, you out drinking, and that's when you make your resolutions. So it's no true commitment to that resolution. It's just that promise you've made to yourself. And some of the stats, I believe it's Scranton University, shows that within the first week, that a lot of people start breaking that resolution right away. That first week, then 2 weeks goes by, 1 month, 6 months. After 6 months, at least only about less than half have actually stuck with those resolutions. And really by the end of the year, most of it's gone. I think the stats will say about 8%, only 8% really stick with those resolutions. So what's the difference between the resolution and the goal, setting the goal? And one thing I'll add is, the stats also show that the older you are, the less likely you are to stick with that resolution. And so the millennials, the younger generations, tend to stick with resolutions more likely, but the older you are, that resolution, that promise just fades away out into the sunset. And again, I don't set resolutions. What I do is I set goals. Okay, so what's the difference? Well, the goal comes with that commitment, and it's more of that structured plan that follows the goal. And if you're doing the goal setting process right, you're going to actually be laying out, have strategically looked at, setting a SMART goal. How specific, if you've heard SMART, it's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. How does this all apply to your life, your situation, and right now, that you are going to achieve this goal, and that this goal is in alignment with your purpose and what you value? That's the piece I think a lot of people miss out, is understanding what we value, because we don't take time to reflect on this. And if we talk about our values and happiness and all that comes into play, that's also, you're more likely to achieve the goal. And then the goal is an alignment, again, with your purpose, your vision, the true focus and direction that you want to go on in life. And this is a quote that I like, you guys. I always got to throw a quote in there. And it was, don't change because a new year is coming, but change for your own personal growth. No matter what resolutions you make, they start with you. And so that was by searchquotes.com. And it's not just, you can take the word resolution out and change it to goal and say, don't change because a new year is coming, but change for your own personal growth. No matter what goal you set, it starts with you. And so think about when you think about goals, think about, again, what you value and what your purpose is when it comes to your career, your businesses, finances, your relationships. What is it that you need to focus on that really is going to bring you true joy in life? And again, that's why I say start by knowing your values. And this is a process I have worked with all of my clients, is getting them to really start thinking about understanding what they value again, because that becomes the foundation that impacts everything they do, be it their career, personal life, and everything. And I think I told you the story of a client I was working with who she was considering a job at the VA, a government job, and in talking to her and really understanding her values, she was doing what other people wanted her to do, not what she really wanted to do. What she really wanted to do was get into real estate. That's when she was happy. And so she was going to go back and make sure her license was still good, get back into real estate. And it just, in one conversation as we walked through that, and she realized, man, I got to stop doing what everybody else wants me to do. And really, it was even the difference in her voice when she talked about real estate. And so she set her goals to really get back into that area and get back into that career field. But when you have your goals, again, we're talking about making them smart, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. And when you write those goals out, you have an action plan that goes with it. And so you're not just saying a promise to yourself, or, you're actually setting goals that have actual action steps that you're going to accomplish. And start by reflecting on this past year. 2016, what were the things that you didn't accomplish that you wanted to? What were the things you accomplished, and how did those things make you feel? And for the things that you didn't accomplish, is there a reason why? Does it not serve your goal? Does it not serve your purpose? And it's things that you don't need to consider doing again in 2016. For example, for me, I belong to a lot of different groups, and I talk about professional associations and different things. But I found that there were some that I never attended a meeting. Their topics and subjects were certainly not headed in a direction that I was going in professionally, or some that I outgrew. As my business evolves, as I evolved, I outgrew some of those associations. So I won't be renewing those because they no longer align with my business goal that I set, especially for 2017. But even looking at, again, reflecting on what needs to change, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and really spending time to kind of go over that and reflecting on your previous year. And then as you do that, again, we looked at our values. We're reflecting on last year, and then you start thinking about, well, what do I want my life to look like? If it's December 31st, 2017, what do I want to have accomplished? What do I want my life to look like? And as you do that, walk through a visualization process. I am a strong advocate component of visualizing the outcome and really getting out that mental image and that mental picture of what the outcome should look like. And not just what it should look like. If you really walk into a true visualization process, you'll be able to feel it. It will really get into your heart. It will really, evolve that passion about creating this vision that you see for yourself, creating this mental image. So that will be, so we talked about the values, reflecting back, visualizing it, and then when you figure out your goals, write it down. Okay, you think, oh yeah, I got it all in my head, I got all this laid out. But if you write it down and you're writing down your action steps, you are more likely to achieve that goal. And then you're also going to be able to go back and look. You don't want to just write it down at the beginning of the year or once a year and just forget about it. You need to be going back and reviewing it. Taking time to go back and think, okay, where am I in alignment? What action steps do I need to do this week, today? I talked about, when we talked about doing a morning routine in one of my prior scopes. That was one of the things, either the night before or the morning of. Write down what your daily steps are. Not too many. Again, that's where we get overwhelmed. If you're writing down 20 things, how likely are you to achieve those things every day? I mean, let's be real. So you write down a few things that you can accomplish that day that are going to get you closer to that goal. You do it daily, you kind of plan out the week and then kind of break it down in these action steps that are truly attainable and in alignment, again, back to that goal and back to what you value. And again, write it down, because as you write it down, it's more likely that you'll achieve it. And we talk about this at the beginning of the year, we talk about it at the end of the year, but it really doesn't matter what time of the year that you do a goal setting process, that you really look at your purpose and your vision, because you should be reviewing it on a regular basis. And so you set a goal, you achieve the goal. Well, it doesn't mean you don't come up with another goal. Okay, now what's next? Because then you're going to stagnate and you're going to be like stuck in this little, you're not going to be moving forward. You're not going to challenge yourself. You're not going to continue to grow. So you could finish, hey, you set a goal, you finish at the end of January, then what's next? What's your goal for the rest of the year? So typically you have goals in like 7 different areas of your life. Your spiritual, your finance, your fitness, how you're gonna have fun, your family, different 7 areas that you would kind of consider. But you gotta, here's where we hurt ourselves when it comes to goal setting. If you start off the year with these 10 goals, you're most likely not gonna achieve any of them. So I think that's the biggest mistake people make. You gotta narrow it down to the 1, 2, or 3 goals. I always say no more than 3 goals that you're going to focus on. Put them in, as you laid out the different goals in the different areas of your life. What are the 2 or 3 that's most important to you? Oh, thank you, Chella. What are the most that are most important to you? Think about it and put those priorities together. And so I start off the year with 3 overarching goals. And then from there, that again are aligned with my values and alignment with my vision. I've written them down. And then what is the action steps that I'm going to take to get there? And then I also, again, you guys know I have my theme word that I developed for the year. And I'll be sharing that probably on Friday, because I'm still a couple things I want to make sure and solidify. This is my theme for the year, that this is what I want to focus on. So really going ahead, and so I have my 3. I have 1 in my area of business, and then I have 1 in the area of health, and I have 1 in the area that's going to be really tied to my theme word. But they all, for me, interrelate. And that's how the action steps and everything gets laid out, on how all 3 of those really interrelate for me to give me that overarching, goals and objectives for the year. And so, again, I said it doesn't matter what time of the year, but start, if this is where you're starting. A lot of people, this is best for them. Some people operate on a fiscal year. Some people operate on a calendar year, depending on where you are and where you are in your business and your life and your career. But here's the thing, share your goals with your family. Share your goals with the person who's going to be able to hold you accountable, who's going to be close to you. But be careful that that person has your best interest at heart. I think many of us as business owners have experienced the individual who appeared to have that best interest at your heart, your best interest in mind. But their agenda was something that really, wasn't above board, is the best way to put it. And so when you want that person to be able to be honest with you, that they will, support you, but not be the yes man or yes woman that says yes to everything you want to do, that they can be objective and truly have your best interest at heart. And sometimes that may not be a family member, because that person, that person has an agenda. Yes, we love our family, but that person still has an agenda. If it's your husband, it's your wife, you got to go home to that person every night. and you want to make sure that you're building that relationship. So don't put the pressure on them if that's not how you guys interact, which is okay, it's cool, but don't put that pressure on your relationship. If your relationship is something that you're working on improving, why are you going to add that added burden to make them accountable for everything that you're supposed to do that's going to help build a relationship? Think about it. And so an option would be, have a coach. So I told you before, coaches should have coaches. I have my coaching that's going to help truly build my business this year. It's an awesome people that I'm working with that are going to take my business to a whole new level that I'm really excited about, because it's time. I'm ready for that growth. I'm ready to expand in that way. And so that was a step for me this year. But really think about working with a coach, be it an individual, be it a group coaching program. If it's an area, if health is your area, and you've tried and tried numerous times, but you need that person to give you that push when it comes to fitness, nutrition, health. If it's your finances that you need help with, there are coaches out there for every aspect of life, business, your career. There's a coach out there that will work with you. Chela Diaz, who's watching this now, Woman of Wealth, she is excellent with helping you build your finances. Danielle Pope, who's on here, Pope Consulting 2 is her Twitter handle. She's excellent as that virtual assistant. If you find yourself that you need to make some changes in your business and you need that extra assistance, you can reach out to someone like her. And she helps me, so I know I'll definitely put that plug in. It's about how great she is and helping you with those aspects of your business. But when you think about it, and where your weaknesses are, don't hesitate to reach out to make sure that you can achieve that goal. What support do you need? What resources do you need to achieve that goal? So there's something else you need to think about. You visualize it, you've written it down, you know what the goals are, but then what resources and support do you need to achieve that goal? Again, it may be working with a coach, it may be having a mentor, it may be going through a certain educational program, having a virtual assistant, working with somebody on your finances so you can have the budget. If you have that goal that requires certain finances and certain things, but you got to be able to understand your budget and your money to get there, then work with a coach who specializes in finances. And again, you have individual coaching, but there's also group coaching programs. But you're going to want to understand the difference between, say, a group coaching program and a mastermind. So I'll probably talk about that in a later scope. It was something that I have my group coaching program. It's an inner circle. But I was looking at someone who's running a mastermind, and we were looking at the differences between our programs. And with my group coaching program, our inner circle, it's a lot of what I'm doing here. I provide the information, I provide the knowledge, and then we talk about how are you bringing it into your life and your world. And we talk about everything from goal setting, time management, emotional intelligence, and we briefly talk about finances. And where it's not my area of expertise, we bring in a subject matter expert who will expand on the topic so you can add this into your plan. And it's not this, I don't do the 7-day, 8-week, 28-day, or even 8-week. This is an ongoing all-year program where you're able to continuously have the support, have the inspiration and the motivation that will provide you what I call power skills for leadership mastery. Because we're all leaders. If you are, stay-at-home mom, if you are a career professional, if you're the CEO of a company, we're all leaders because there's always somebody watching you, If you think about how you interact with the cashier at Target or Walmart and how they're being influenced by the way you are responding to them, how you're treating them, and you could easily create a certain energy for them that totally shifts their day just by that interaction. And so that's why it's about leadership mastery and having these power skills that we're not taught in school. We're not taught, most of us aren't taught in business. It's through life experiences. And, I've been very blessed to teach leadership management for many years. And so being able to apply that and share that information with you. So that's what my group coaching program is all about and how it helps you throughout the year achieve your goals, stay focused, and really empower you to step out and be show up as your true authentic self and live up to your full potential. And so if you want information about that inner circle, just shoot me an email at cowens@infinitycoaching.net. We're going to be kicking off a new year starting February 9th. That's the target date. It's a Thursday night where we'll be bringing everybody together, doing introductions. And here's the difference also with my program. You get me. You don't, you'll get me. I'll bring in subject matter experts, but you get 3 live calls each month. And right now it's a relatively inexpensive program. Later on this year, probably about the June timeframe, the price is going to go up because it's true content that you're getting. It's really good, not just information, but you're going to grow. You will definitely be achieving your goals and moving forward in this program. So again, if you want information, just email me at cowens@infinitycoaching.net. And if you want to talk about it, just let me know, hey, and just put in the subject line inner circle so I know that's what it's in reference to. If you want any additional information about other coaches in the area, say finances, health, wellness, or specific areas, I do have my colleagues that I can refer to you. Just let me know, hey, you saw the scope and that it's in reference to, say, a health and wellness coach or a finance coach, or any way that I can provide resources to you that I can help you, definitely will. Just shoot me an email and let me know. Or you can even text me, 901-218-7664. So this is kind of give you an idea to really start thinking about resolutions versus goals. Which one do you really want to set this year? And if you choose to have your resolutions, just remember, that's a promise to yourself that's really hard to fulfill. But if you set goals, have a structured plan on how you're going to do this. You want to take time reflecting on the previous year. You want to take time and really think about what you value and how your goals are in alignment with what you truly desire. And then visualize it. Get that mental image. Get that picture in your head of what this looks like, what it feels like for you. And then after you do that, write it down. Write what your goals are. Develop action steps. Have weekly, daily steps that you're going to take that are going to get you to that goal. And then once you achieve the goal, what's next? How are you going to continue to grow, raise the level, and achieve what you want to in 2017? And it doesn't matter what time of year you're doing this, just start and really create that life that you dream of and have that extraordinary life and amazing career. So again, I thank you so much. If you have any questions, shoot me that email. You can always visit my website at infinitycoaching.net. If you like the scope, please share it. And also subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming scopes and you get the alert so you know when we'll be doing our next one. So you can, again, thank you. I appreciate you. Wishing all of you a wonderful, blessed, happy new year. And we will be back Thursday, 5:30 p.m. For a quick scope. But thank you so much again. I appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, here's to your success. See ya.